Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise on the Nintendo Switch. And with the recent wave of DLC that was just dropped just a couple of days ago, hunters have been keeping busy trying to get the USJ collaboration armor that was dropped for both your Hunter and your Palago and your Palamute, as well as the Super Apex Diablos event quest, which is a real challenge that I just went over talking about just yesterday. So today we have another couple of rewards that were also dropped as part of this DLC package. And first and foremost, what we have here is another event quest that is actually called Wrestling with Pain. As I tell you guys each and every single week, if you don't necessarily know how to get a reward or an event quest, make your way down to the Steelworks, speak to the Courier Cat, go all the way down to the add-ons option and claim anything that's labeled in white, be it free event quest, free item packs, free rewards, or anything along those lines. One of those should be the quest Wrestling with Pain, which is going to have you fighting an Arzuros and a Tetranodon, interestingly enough, in the Infernal Springs. Now this quest specifically, it kind of took me by surprise. I didn't necessarily know that we were going to be fighting in the springs, and when I loaded in there I was like, wow, are these going to be like Super Apex versions of these monsters? But sadly, that turned out not to be accurate. They both appear at the same time at the beginning of the quest. They're just going to be roaming about, so you're basically going to be dealing with both of them at the same time. But as I've talked about before, Tetranodon is not necessarily that much of a fight, and Arzuros is a little bit annoying. I think Super Arzuros, Apex Arzuros, I guess, is a little bit more of a challenge, but the normal one is not necessarily that big of a deal. With that said, like I mentioned before, you're going to be fighting both of them at the same time. So, you know, if you have a decent enough team, or if you're doing this one solo, there's definitely easy ways to be able to handle it. When you are done with the event quest, you're not going to necessarily be too concerned with the rewards page because you're not going to need anything there. In fact, your rewards for completing this specific quest are actually a gesture or a pose that is actually called Setting Pose Set. As I talked about before, you're going to be able to activate that in your action bar or through the the camera option and the action bar as well. And essentially there you're going to have 3 different sitting poses that your hunter is going to be able to do. I guess these are good for taking pictures or maybe after finishing a quest or something along those lines. But that's pretty much what these poses are. They're always like a little bit different than gestures. With gestures or movement, and poses are still fixed images, essentially like the way your hunter will be posing. So it is what it is. Now, as far as that quest and those rewards, that's about the only thing you're going to be able to get from that one. Another thing that was also added in this bundle of DLC, though, was a brand new buddy purchase that you can pick up at the Buddy Scout. So this one, you're pretty much going to make your way down to the buddy training area where the big mecha Tetranodon is actually fighting with your training buddies. You're going to go down to the Higher Special Buddy tab with the Buddy Scout and pick the Palacos. Here, if you've been claiming all of your DLC and event quests and stuff like that, you should be able to have 3 of them already. Yazoo, Mimi, which were dropped a couple of months back, and now you have this third one called Meow Limit. This is a level 35 Palico. Now sadly you cannot change the name, it is all blue, so it is just kind of stuck the way it is. You will notice that this one is actually a healer though. It has Hibiscus Healing, Healing Bubble, Face of Vitality, Forbidden Acorn, and Health Horn. Almost every single one of the skills that it has are good, except Forbidden Acorn. That's kind of like a waste of slot, so it is a shame that they gave it that in that situation. With that said though, when you check out the Skill Memories tab, you're going to be able to see that it has Health Up Large, Defense Up, Omnia Resistance, Artful Dodger, Negate Poison, Negate Stun, Negate Tremor, and Earplugs. So this one is all defensive, all healing, pretty much exactly what you would be needing if you don't necessarily have a healing Palico. Now you can certainly go with a Gatherer that already has healing abilities in most of these skills, so I think a Gatherer is still a better choice, but the healers are always, in that regard, if you definitely just want to focus on healing, this is definitely one of the best choices for sure if you don't already have one. But that's about all the information that I wanted to go over in this video. This is the last wave of information regarding this specific DLC bundle, and we should be able to see what ends up dropping next week, as we don't necessarily have any information on any upcoming collaborations or as to what to expect heading into February. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.